Hey guys, I hope you are well and welcome to another episode. Today, guys, I'm bringing you the weekly tarot and planet message in my own strange way. We are doing it for Monday the 28th of November to Sunday the 4th of December. Now, I've talked about what happened last week for the last weeks of November. So this week will more or less start on the 1st, which is Thursday. That's where the conversation will really start because we're in December now. So head back to my old podcast message episode where I talked about what happens on the 28th, 29th and 30th. Okay. And so I'll be talking more about this. We're in Saggy season. It's a big season. It's a time of goodwill, fun and loving and creativity, working out, meeting up with people from different creeds and cultures and, saying what you think type of thing in a strange Sagittarius way. So before I talk about what happens in those last 4 days, the beginning of the 4 days of December, I've picked out 3 oracle cards, my trusty oracle cards for the week ahead. So the first card we got is for December, should I say, is step in the unknown. So it feels really what's going to be happening. So stepping into the unknown. The beginning of December is going to be we're not going to be sure. We're not really, some of us not going to know where we're coming or going. It feels very like, is this really happening, or is this actually happening? I can't believe this is happening. There could be shocks. There could be a lot of mysteries that are unfolding. There could be more things coming out, but there also could be us stepping into the unknown, as in we're in mutable season and going with the flow. Going with the flow. That's what this card is also saying. Really go with the flow, because we are in Saggy mutable time, real time. There are things that we will do that we don't usually do, and I feel that the beginning of December, a lot of us will be doing it. Stepping into the unknown is also doing things that you wouldn't even consider doing, i.e., if you've decided to take an action, you could start to do it now. It's about being fearless, the beginning of December. And even if you feel that there may be a loss along the way, something great will come. This card is also heralding that some of us could be quite scared of not knowing what's to come. I'm also picking up that some of you could quit your job this week and not really sure, you won't have like a backup plan. It's more like belief that something will come, and that is actually a good thing. We're in a new world now, and nothing is concrete. Nothing is forever. And some of you may feel that now, like, if I don't do this now, I'm never going to do it. If I don't write this book, if I don't leave this job, if I don't start this project, if I don't run this marathon, it's more like, if I don't do this, what's the point? So it's like a spiritually enlightening time. That's what this card is bringing up. The second card we have is become more objective. So there's a lot of thinking that's going to be going on. Not only are we doing something outside the grain, we're going to become more objective. And this is about having a bit more empathy or compassion for people. Some of us could really be challenged in what we're saying, our belief systems, all of that. There also could be definitely some challenges that come, and I feel this is definitely about decisions that a lot of us are going to be making. Some of these things can be quite shocking as well. So yes, so this card is definitely about being a bit more compassionate. I feel more so compassionate about yourself as well. And also, because we're entering fire season time, I don't know, I'm just seeing like, or even feeling that I feel a lot of generosity definitely can be coming through, and some people can take the piss with that. And when you see that happening, it's very easy, especially any of you who are quiet, it's very easy to just lash out at that person. But this card showing the compassionate side is saying, see the other side to it. Like, why is that person acting like that? Or if you're working with someone that is very difficult, or if you're doing something that feels very hard, anything that feels quite challenging is just about seeing another side to it. So anything can happen, especially with the first card. A lot of things will happen, but we have to see another side. And it's a great card to have because we are in Saggy mutable time, and it's going, mutable is 2. So it's not like we're in fixed. It's like that's how it's always going to be. No, it's like this is how it appears, but let's see underneath it all. Why is it like that? And then we're going to be showing a bit more compassion. It's not to say you're going to be their friend. It's not to say you're going to stay there. It's not to say that it's going to be like this forever. It's just to see why this has happened, so that your life is more easier. Okay, so the last card that we have for this week is Assimilate Life Experience. So this is very much a life-changing week, guys. I think I say that every week anyway. So Assimilate Life Experience, again, is a card that it's number 2 in the tarot, which is the High Priestess, which is a Cancer card. And this card is more or less like a psychic card, but it's when it says Assimilate Life Experience, is that we're going to become more conscious of our experiences this week, who we surround ourselves with, what are especially who what we are, who we are, not just surrounding ourselves, but our environment as well. So a lot of us can actually definitely feel it could be a wind of change. It could also be really seeing things for what they are and seeing things for what they're not. And this can make a feeling, or a greater feeling, of what needs to be changed and what needs to actually stay. And when this happened, it's like a grieving process. We can grieve, we can cry, we can emote in a way, whether it's shouting or even writing down our thoughts. There can be a time that we're going to, this week, definitely emoting a lot. And I feel this is definitely like a build-up. And it could be a build-up for what happened in Scorpio season. So things definitely come to a head. It's like our eyes are going to definitely be open now. Some of the things that a lot of you may see this week is not just an eye-opener. It's because it was always there. And now it's like, okay, I've actually seen this. This is what I'm going to do about it. So there's a lot of movement that is going on. A lot of life-changing movement. But it's definitely for our better good. It's definitely... we're ending ending an old cycle, and we're coming to a new one, because Sagittarius is all about moving forward. And if we were procrastinating, especially like last week, even though Sagittarius started like last week, it's still Scorpio season, still Scorpio time, called Scorpio energy. But now we're in December, it's like charge forward, move forward. So this card is just like opening up our emotions instead of like our head. And emotionally, we can now feel this is what we need to do. And because this is a high priestess is very mysterious, it's very secretive. So a lot of changes that we're going to be making, we're not going to be telling people. We're going to be doing it on a down low. And actually, a lot of times that is better than actually telling people. Because when you tell too much people, it doesn't really pan out that way. I also think, especially this card, there's going to be some hints that's going to be given. So we will know what road to take. Okay, so I know that might sound but there's definitely a road that we're going to be taking in, and I feel a lot of us have been thinking about this for a long time. It could be from, Scorpio season, but now movement is being made because we've fought a lot. So movement is now going ahead for all of us. Okay. So that was the general message going into December. And now let's do the cards and the planet message. So the first planet message we have is Venus opposed Mars with the 8 of Pentacles. So what this does this spring, so we got Venus, which is in Saggy, fun loving, all of that. And with Mars, Mars retrograde as well. So this is, even though it's an opposition, it still can cause us to have fun. We can still have fun. We can still go out there, flirt. We can still go out there and really simulate our senses with people who are very different to us. If any of you are single, this is a great time to be meeting someone. This is a great time to be learning from someone as well. I feel that another thing I feel with this is that this will bring, yes, it can bring some challenges, but it can also bring a time of learning about differences from other people. So if you do meet someone who is very different from you, I don't doubt it won't, especially in London. London's very multicultural. You could, even if you don't get on, because there can be a sense of that you're not getting on with someone, you're working with someone, or you're hanging with someone and you just don't really feel each other. But once you start to, more or less get to know each other, it's like you have something in common. But there still might be a little bit of that tension. There could still be a bit of drama like that. It could be sexual tension. Remember, this is an opposition with Venus and Mars. So yeah, there could be a lot of sexual tension that's going on. If you're in a relationship as well, some of you may feel that, there could be some drama, a little bit of arguments. Also, you may definitely come to like an understanding. But it does feel very much like a flirtatious time. And, if there's, remember, Mars is about physical. So this is great to be doing something physical. Okay, physical with your partner, or physical, something physical like weights or anything. And this can actually release tension, because this does bring tension as well. I do feel it's definitely sexual tension, but you can do something that can release tension if it's really built up, something very creative. Some of you could start to run or even dance, or even just do something that is making you move your body, not making you stay so much in your mind as well. And yes, this is about money too. There could be a lot of that. There could be a lot more spending going on. But then the bill comes, it's like, oh my God. Some of you could also feel very generous. There could be a lot of that going on. But again, when the bill comes, and speaking of bills with the 8 of Pentacles as well, I feel that this card is actually saying that it's actually a great time to try and save. It's actually try to not jump into things before it actually happens, because we can just do things on a whim. And this card is about, it's very much about working. It's very much about the apprentice. So if you are doing anything, whether it's signing like a contract, anything like that, guys, just know what you're signing, and also know that there are going to be, like, the first message, especially planet message of this week, because the first is very busy, that some things that you may have to work with really hard for, or if you want to get to know someone, there can be a lot of work that needs to be put into it, especially to understand someone. And that also goes towards money as well. Some of you may even have to work quite hard to build up your energy, like if you want to do like a fitness regime, there has to be a lot of work in order to get results. Remember, this is the first day of the month. Okay, so I actually feel it's a nice card, because it's like, you're building something from the ground up, but sometimes we just have to just do it slowly instead of just rushing. Okay, so that's the first card for the first. The second card we got for the first is, because like I said, Thursday is very busy, is So that's the first message. The second message on the 1st is Mercury square Neptune. It can actually feel like a Mars square Neptune, guys. I know. So the first message, planet message we had was like for the morning. I feel this is like for the afternoon. So this can bring us to feel very like, you know, that sort of thing, like, you know where you're going, you know what you're going to be doing, you know, like you're very positive, frame of mind is really going for it. You know that things are coming to you. You're going to be meeting up with this friend, that friend, signing this, reading this, learning this, and then it's just like, bam. What I don't know what happened. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know where I'm saying. All of that could be happening. There could be also. This is not saying you shouldn't do it, but this, if you are going to be signing anything important, it's great to have someone that is like a lawyer, a manager, anything like that. Because even if you're one of those people that are very strong frame of mind, know what you're doing, know where you're going, you're one of those people that are very quick on their feet, always has something, always have, it could be like a clap back, it could always be like, I know what we should be doing. One of those like sort of like quick thinking people. But then in the afternoon, like this cloud comes, this sort of like haze and cloud, and it's just like, what did I say again? No, I didn't say that. So this is like misunderstandings. There could be a lot of gossip. I definitely can see a lot of gossip going on. I can definitely see, like, when you're communicating with people in general, like family, friends, people at work, bosses, whatever, there could be a misunderstanding that goes on, because it's like people are thinking you're talking like in a different language, a different code, even lying. Because remember, Neptune is very much a deceiving sign. When you're passing on messages to people are passing on messages to people, it's like things are definitely lost in translation. So this can definitely cause people to be suspicious of you, because it's not very clear. Even messages being passed around, anything like that, anything to do with like messages, emails, anything to do with like within your neighborhood, anything to do with like short distance travel, like cars braking. There's lots of traffic. You may decide you want to go somewhere a different way and it just doesn't work out. A lot of these things can happen, a lot of confusion, a lot of haze and glaze. So this is not an easy energy. Like I said, I think this is definitely like in the afternoon. Even if you're one of these people that are very honest, it can appear that there can be an appearance of dishonesty, lies, and all of that. So yeah, and this can make people very suspicious. This can be very much a suspicious time, and I do feel with this, especially because Neptune's involved, just be mindful of what you're saying, or be mindful of who you surround yourself with, because some people could also be telling you lies. Some people could also be doing some deceitful things behind the scenes, or even in front of your face. It's a time that I do feel it's a time that it's great to try and protect your mind. Remember, this is we're dealing with the mental here. Protect your mind, protect your body, your soul. Be mindful who you surround yourself with. Be mindful of what you're saying as well. This is a great energy to be doing. If you're doing like any protection work, great thing to do, like chakra work, chakra cleansing, asking, whether it's your God or anyone for like spiritual protection as well. Because this is very much a chatty time, but things are just not really as what they seem. And the card we have for that is the Page of Cups. So this is a card that is about young energy. So I do feel there's a bit of youthfulness coming along. But remember, with the page, it's like the baby. So a lot of us can appear very like the baby, just talking. And the facts are not really there. Facts not really there to back it. Because Neptune is ruled by Pisces, very much an emotional. I feel that some of us may feel very emotional, like mentally emotional, because we may not feel we're very much understood. And with the page, message for this is like, try to, don't be afraid to have some alone time. It's not easy to have alone time because Sagittarius is very much a sign that likes to be around people. But if things are not really clear, or people are not understanding, or people are, doing all the craziness that we don't want to surround ourselves with, like drama in that. And especially if you're a very positive person, have that alone time to like regroup, because it's going to be very much a sensitive time, and especially if someone's saying that you're saying something that you didn't really mean as well. And try and surround yourself with people that understand you. Try and surround yourself with people that understand you. Because remember, this is like and the page is like the learning. So a lot of us are going to be going through like a learning curve with this message in the afternoon, should I say? Yeah. You know me. But yeah, we're going to go through a learning curve, and some of us may be thinking a bit more mindfully, or be mindful of like what we're doing or what we're saying, or even like our actions as well. So yeah, the page is here to like smooth us, but also make us really get in touch with our emotions too. So we've come from a bit of a muddled time in the afternoon, and we're now going into a little bit more grounding, just a little bit more. Remember, this is air and fire, so Venus sextile Saturn. So Venus in Sagittarius sextile Saturn with the Four of Cups. Nice card for this. So Venus sextile Saturn is actually great. I feel this is more the evening now. We've come from the morning to the afternoon. Now we're going to the evening, and things in a different way can sort of like slow down. I didn't have the greatest afternoon, but now in the evening I can sort of like retreat, regroup, also rethink about what the day was like, and being around people that are quite grounding. They could be fiery and grounding, but just being around your people. And this is also great to be around people that understand you, understand your quirks, understand what you're about, understand that what type of books you like, and just like a greater understanding. I feel that what this brings, especially from the second crazy energy, there can be a new time for like a brand new relationship with someone, again, who's very different to you. Remember, Aquarius and Sagittarius, they're very much about going against the grain. So this is great to be aligning yourself with someone that is very different, but has a greater understanding about the world in general. Someone that they could be very emotional, but just like different type of emotions. You could definitely learn from. Because Saturn's in Aquarius. It's not like having like crazy dating. It's like being with someone, and especially if you're lucky to be going to a party or anything, be meeting people that are meeting like-minded people, but there's just that one person that stands out. So look up for that one person, guys, because if you're single, they are definitely out there. They could be, remember, Saturn is all about traditional. It's very serious, which Aquarius traditionally ruled by. So they could come across as serious, or they could be serious when you start talking to them. They could be very mature, but also very worldly. Okay, so it's a case of like what you sort of wish for can actually happen, but if you're really wishing for something quite long term, but not too stifling. So yes, it's a great time to be meeting someone. Also, if you're in a relationship, your relationship could take a different turn. It could be a bit more, you could be doing more fun things. There could be a bit more of a commitment. You could be traveling together, deciding to go somewhere quite long distance. If you've got a big family, this could also happen too. And yeah, and it's actually such a lovely energy, guys. I feel that when it comes to like love with this, it's going to be quite different. It's not going to be the lovey-dovey water sign. It's going to be more, you know I care about you because this is what I do. This is where I bring you to this place because I'm showing you that I care. So how we are emoting is very like earth and fire. Not earth, it's air and fire. It's more showing how we care by making someone try a different type of food, or bringing them around your friends, or booking like a long distance trip, or giving them a book about something spiritual, or joining like a new organization, that type of thing. Is this ways of showing love with the air and fire energy. Or just talking about things. Let's just talk about things. Let's just talk about things that we've not really spoken about. I feel that in a deep relationship, you can start to learn and share more with each other. And, because it's Venus, it's about money, it's about business as well. So there could be a lot of good investments that could be happening. There could be people that actually they understand and want to work with you, like-minded people as well. And also, creativity. This is great for creativity, guys. I also feel, especially with money, that if you decided to invest in anything, it could be if you're like investing like in an organization or a group, for instance, I feel it can go well. It can go for the long term. Even if it's like two of you starting the business, it could actually grow, or it could be the beginning of a beautiful business plan. Yeah, because Venus, because ruled by Taurus, is about investments for the long term. So even if you're investing in something quite quirky, it may actually just work out. So just something for a lot of us to think about. But also, if you're very creative, you could do something. You could start to be doing something creative that is that no one thinks about, that no one talks about. This is like future, in a way, like sort of like futuristic. So dare to go there, really dare to go there. And if you've got people that want to jump on board, like-minded people, even better. So the Four of Cups is just showing us that it's a lot of things that we're going to be doing with this is through the heart. But like what I just said, it's going to be in a different way. Okay, so the 4 is about foundations. So I feel a lot of us will be creating like solid foundations in an emotional way. And anything that, if you have any doubts about anything, just really go for it. Remember, we're dealing with air and fire. So there could be something that we are definitely searching for, that I feel that we're definitely going to be getting. I feel that there's going to be something that, because the 4 in the tarot is like the Cancer card, and it's like, there's opportunities that present, but you sort of like want to be left alone. So I feel some of us, if we are thinking of the long term, there are times that we do have to have that, not necessarily like alone time, but just have that time, that sort of like peace of mind, and really try to connect to our emotions, because we don't want to be making any type of mistakes or anything, because we're dealing with money here and we're dealing with the heart. We do have to think about things. We don't want to rush, even though some of us will rush. So a lot of thoughts are going to be going into, a lot of feelings, should I say, are going to be going into what we are going to be surrounding ourselves with, what we're going to be investing in as well. But a lot of it definitely will be from the heart. Okay, so it's actually a great message for the evening of the 1st. And on the Sunday the 4th, we have Neptune. It goes direct on the 3rd. Okay, Neptune goes direct in 22 degrees of Pisces. But the last card we have is for the 4th. And we have Venus square Neptune. Oh dear. So guys, Venus square Neptune. And again, it's another cups. So a lot of emotions coming out, guys. So Venus square Neptune on the Sunday, because as you know, Sunday is peace day. it may not feel very peaceful for a lot of us. Remember, whenever Sunday happens, guys, we are prepping ourselves for the week ahead. So it's not to say it's gonna be for everyone. Remember, this is a general message, but it can feel quite, things can actually feel quite tense in a relationship sense. And that's because a lot of us may not be able to read the room or read people's emotions in a way. So yeah, this is a bit of a crazy energy, guys. And, once again, Neptune's involved. This is a second appearance that Neptune is having on us. And we can feel, because the card we have is a Five of Cups. And we can feel very, unsure of ourselves this week. There's some great planets, but there's also an unsure, an insecurity, misunderstanding, a fog, a glaze, a not knowing what's going on, a bit of a strange daydreaming energy as well. And when Venus squares it, this definitely can be to do with our relationships. We could be overthinking, being oversensitive towards our partner. It could be, especially if they're doing something that is benefiting us, we could be thinking, oh, why are they doing that? Are they doing it because, or if they're not doing it, it's like, oh, have I done something wrong? We may want to retreat to ourselves because we feel that something is, it is what it's not. Okay, so, and even like when it comes to like communicating, it's not going to be easy because of the emotions and the oversensitivity, should I say, could be coming across. So, yeah, very much a sense oversensitive time. And another thing, and I definitely feel this at work because I've actually seen this happening, is that if you're one of those people that are very giving and you overgive, and some people can see that as a bit of a weakness, that they can make you want to do more. So people can take the piss. People definitely can take the piss. They could believe that, because you're doing this, you'll do more and make you do extra. And there can be an energy of a lot of us feeling sorry for ourselves, playing the martyr, because there's no boundaries. Neptune's about no boundaries. It just flows and gives, and so even me myself has to watch out for that, because that can also definitely be played out. And this is also to do with a relationship. You can just be over giving. It doesn't really make it healthy. It makes, your energy can just be drained because you're just giving. And even when it comes to money, you can just be giving to people that are telling you something. Oh, I need this bill to be paid. I'm broke. I'm this and that. And you just give, and then you find out that they lied. Okay, so Neptune is not an energy that is, there's great sides to this, Neptune, but there's also, especially when it squares something, there's also some bad energy that could be coming across too. So this can definitely play with our self-esteem. This can definitely play with our emotions, of course. This could be definitely playing with our intuition. Our intuition may not be as strong because of the glaze and the fog that is also coming across. It may not be easy for a lot of us to be disciplined, and I say that because of the no boundaries that a lot of us will have. And the discipline, i.e. as in doing things that you shouldn't do, like overdoing things. It could be over drinking or anything like that. Anything that can actually dampen you. And if Neptune ruled by Pisces, so there could be the other side, which is retreating too much because we've been hurt and not wanting to come out of it, i.e. the reason why we go to like the lower vibration of this energy, which can easily definitely happen for all of us. So we just have to be very aware when it comes to money, when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to anything that we want to create. Because there could be some good energy that we are wanting, and often then it just turns out not so great. And a lot of us can be very much lost in the fog on Sunday. And like I said, Sunday is meant to be a very peaceful day, but we can actually start seeing certain cracks that show. Especially when it comes to money. Like, some of you could be sorting out your bills on Sunday for the week ahead, sorting out what you're going to spend, what you're going to save. And you find out, oh my God, I forgot about this. Or did you spend this? No, I didn't spend it. You spent it. Or there could be a lot of that going on. Okay, so the card the card we have is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles. The Five of Cups. Which is actually very fitting for what's going on, because the Five of Cups is about loss. It is about the past. So if with this energy of the square to Neptune, it can bring up thoughts of the past. Definitely, if you know that something is stable in your life and it doesn't appear that way, it's because something definitely happened in the past. And I feel like the Five of Cups is showing that. Definitely the Five of Cups is showing that. Remember, it's cups, so this is to do with our emotions. So a lot of us can feel, especially this card, that there is some grieving that needs to be done. There's also some releasing. There also could be a sense of regret, or us focusing on like the negative aspects of our lives. And like I said before, it can be very easy for us on Sunday to be focusing on like the negatives, like things will not get better, things will just be worse. But remember, a lot of it is definitely to do with like our mind. A lot of it is definitely to do with like our emotions. So anything that is, if we do feel very like trapped in any way, that things will not get better, or we're feeling that, I have to focus on this because this is what in a strange way makes me feel better. Know that there's something, things will be changing. This is just like a bit of a minor blip, but if it just continues to keep coming up, we do have to work with it. So with the squares to this card is just showing us where our insecurities lie, and it's showing us where there's some things that we thought we worked on, we actually still have to work on. And with the Cups card, it's like 3 cups are down and 2 cups are up. So that is like things will get better. But like I said before, if things still keep remaining, like if we still feel we have to revert to a certain way, or act a certain way, or think a certain way, that's something we definitely have to work on in order for us to move forward, into the future, because the future will be brighter. And yes, on Sunday, a lot of us may feel stuck in our feelings, stuck in our emotions, but that's another side that we do have to look at on a deeper emotional level. So Sunday does feel very things, emotionally, things do ground to a halt. But again, if you go to the upstream, is that okay, let me work with this and see what I can do about it. Okay, so yeah, ends a bit crazy on Sunday, a bit very emotional, but yeah, that's what the planet messages are about, guys. It's very much up and down, but luckily we have like the tarot cards to support it. So guys, that was the weekly, for the 28th going on to the 4th of Sunday of December. I hope you guys really enjoyed this message. Let me know. I'll be obviously doing a lot more, but because it's come up to Christmas, I will be looking forward to enjoying like the Christmas season, even though it's going to be a very strange one. I don't know about you guys, but the last 2 years of Christmases have been very strange. But yeah, new year, new world, isn't it? But yeah, guys, thank you very much for listening. Feel free to like, share and subscribe, and send me like a voice message. Let me know how you felt that this messages went, and don't forget to rate this podcast, because it gives me more content for you guys and what I can work on more as well. So guys, once again, thank you very much for listening, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.